Okay, you engines on, the anchor's going down, it's absolute chaos, but on the radio, just said there's a tsunami advisory. There was an earthquake off of Russia.
At this time, it is believed that a tsunami has been generated that could create strong currents or waves in harbors and coastal areas. Local governments in these zones are urged to activate their emergency plans and to consider evacuating marinas, beaches, and other areas at risk.
We're on our way north. On board our Cape George Cutter 36 is my husband Aladino and myself, Maya. After a 5-year complete refit to our boat, we are finally out sailing, about to explore one of the most wild and beautiful coastlines on Earth. Join us for the Northern Voyage. Sailing here is just absolutely crazy. Like, there's so many whales and there's so much wildlife to look at that it's almost tiring, because like every 5 minutes we're like, oh my god, grab the camera, and then we're like running around filming things. It's just wild. This place is an absolute wilderness paradise. It is beautiful here. We have a few more days to sail through the beautiful Broughton Archipelago before continuing the push north. I remember sitting in the cockpit, watching the endless parade of wildlife, wondering once again how on earth I would make this episode. There was just no conflict. Everything so calm and dreamy. How would I pull together a story with a beginning and a middle and an end out of all these serene moments?
So it's such a labyrinth of places here, and every time you turn a corner it's a different place name, so I'm still overwhelmed. But right now I happen to know that we're going down Fife Channel, and since the salmon all go upstream to eventually go up the river, this is kind of a funnel where you have to get through. And that is why we have very little sail out, to go slow, and that is because I'm trying to salmon troll. Oh, the salmons, aren't they finicky? We keep trying. Yeah.
Our friend James spotted an eagle swimming through the water with a fish, and he radioed us to have a look. It was really interesting to see. I've never seen this eagle behavior before, although I've heard of them doing this if the fish is too heavy for them to actually take flight with it. You hooked something!
Huh?
You hooked something!
Yeah.
Okay.
Salmon. Well, the challenge hasn't... Oh, is it
No, come on, keep reeling. No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, the challenge is you're using barbless hooks, so... No, I think it's still there. Okay. Ooh, look at this beauty!
You did it, Aladino.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a fish!
Success again. They're so beautiful. Yeah, well, we lost 2 or 3. We're very disappointed, but we're so happy again.
How lucky are we?
Wow.
Thank you, fish.
Thank you. Oh, such a beautiful fish.
Could this day get any more perfect? Whales kept passing by, fresh salmon for dinner, calm, sunny weather. And so, of course, that's when the radio crackled to life.
Russia, the National Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami advisory that includes
Okay, engine's on, the anchor's going down, it's absolute chaos, but on the radio, it just said there's a tsunami advisory. There was an earthquake off of Russia. So I don't even know what to do about that.
The tsunami watch has been upgraded to an advisory. Zone Alpha, the North Coast and Haida Gwaii. Zone Bravo, the Central Coast and Northeast Vancouver Island coast, including Kitimat, Bella Coola, and Port Hardy. Zone Charlie, the outer west coast.
And suddenly the mood of the day changed very quickly. The tsunami warning did not include the more protected inside waters, the places that are more shielded by Vancouver Island. But we were sort of right on the perimeter between where the warning zone was and where the safe zone was. The Broughtons were right on the edge there, and so we were a little unsure. We felt really protected. We felt like we were tucked in behind a lot of islands, and we couldn't feel any ocean swell or anything like that. So we felt there was a good buffer, but it was hard to say. They're not saying how big it is or when it could arrive.
Yeah.
I think we just have to keep listening to the updates.
Yeah, totally.
Well, for now, Allison and James are about to tie up. We're gonna turn the barbecue on. I mean, let's have a freaking good last meal. No, I'm kidding. I'm being dramatic. Look at that. If a tsunami is about to come wash us to shore, at least we're eating good.
I know. It's a beautiful fish.
They are.
Well done, Aladino.
Yeah,
Good catch.
likewise. Congrats.
At this time, it is believed that a tsunami has been generated that could create strong currents or waves in harbors and coastal areas. Local governments in these zones are urged to activate their emergency plans and to consider evacuating marinas, beaches, and other areas at risk. Updated information will be provided as soon as it is available. No other zones of coastal British Columbia are at risk. Repeat, no other zones of coastal British Columbia are at risk.
Well,
Damn.
Serious business.
Couldn't let us celebrate too long. Hey, throw in a little bit of drama. Salmon and tsunamis. Okay.
I'm sure we'll know more as it probably reaches the Aleutians and starts to come across the Pacific, and they'll start being able to update the warning and everything.
yeah. I mean, we are really in so many little islands here.
Yeah, I doubt we would see a true wave in here. More of just a surge or a large fluctuation in tide.
So we felt there was a good buffer, but there was a lot of uncertainty there. And given the speed that we found out the tsunami was traveling at, we really didn't have time to get out into open ocean and wait for the tsunami out there. So it's like a frozen thing dipped in soy sauce. Well, it's a beautiful and calm evening, and we are really feasting. We've got lamb going over there. I just made this with the scrapings from the salmon carcass. Aladino scraped the whole thing with a spoon, and it's not much to look at, but it's kind of a quick candied salmon. So a whole bunch of salt, sugar, brown sugar, bit of honey at the very end, tons of black pepper, and yeah, it's like a little candied salmon snack, which is kind of fun. It's beautiful. You would have no idea that a massive wave is brewing off the coast of Russia.
To enjoy this moment now.
We've actually gotten a few really sweet phone calls from folks worried about us, but I'm not too worried. At the moment, they're not actually saying how large of a tsunami it is. They're not giving any size at all, and there have been tsunamis on this coast in my lifetime that usually end up measuring about 30 centimeters high, which is like this high by the time they reach the coast. Not saying, of course, that means every tsunami is like that, but until I hear otherwise, I'm not going to be super alarmed. We're going to enjoy.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, another beautiful group effort. We turned on the Starlink and started to research. It seemed like the wave was only 4 centimeters high, and it was expected to hit at midnight. On the exposed west coast of Vancouver Island, which is totally open to the Pacific Ocean, they were predicting a 1-foot wave. And a 1-foot tsunami is still a lot different than a 1-foot regular wave. There's a lot more speed and force and water that a tsunami brings with it instead of a regular wave. You know, it is a very different beast. But nonetheless, given our relatively protected location, knowing that, you know, we're not talking about a 20-foot tsunami, we definitely felt a lot more at peace.
Yeah, this latest update says waves of less than 1 foot or 0.3 meters are expected to reach Tofino at 23:30 PDT. As waves reach the BC coast, expect multiple waves over time. Stay out of coastal waters and away from beaches and harbors.
We were relatively confident that we'd be fine where we were, but things still felt very eerie. These sorts of decisions are so hard to weigh.
So I'm on Emergency Info BC government page, and it says, number 1, leave the water now. Move out of the ocean, off the beach, and away from harbors, marinas, breakwaters, bays, and inlets.
I mean, literally when a motorboat passes us, we get more than what they're predicting now for this tsunami.
Oh, absolutely. And if you get rocked by a cruise ship, that's at least like a 2 to 3 foot wave.
But that word holds so much power, you know, like, it's such a scary word, tsunami.
Right, but the scarier word is
motorboats. No, I'm kidding.
I'm pretty scared of anything I can't spell.
But we're lucky that we're inside and in protected waters and that we're not, you know, going down the west coast of Vancouver Island.
Totally.
We'd be a lot more nervous if we were, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we're joking about it, but that's also like a nice way to soothe anxiety. But yeah, it is a serious thing, but we are in a protected place, so we're feeling good about that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not something to take lightly. I do take it serious. But if you do look into it, then it sounds like, yeah, nothing's gonna happen from the predictions. But then the most official website out there that should be informing us is basically trying to cause a panic. They're just saying evacuate, leave, go, like that's the concept.
Well, the thing is you know, nobody wants to be responsible for downplaying something if it then turns out to be worse than they said, right?
Pan, 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 pan. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is Victoria Coast Guard Radio, Victoria Coast Guard Radio, Victoria Coast Guard Radio. Emergency plans and consider evacuating marinas, beaches and other areas at risk. Updated information will be provided as soon as it is available.
Should we write a tsunami song?
Tsunami song.
Yeah.
The waves are coming. We could just do a wave, wave, go a wave.
This is so bizarre.
It is. It's really interesting.
It's such an odd feeling because it's like I really don't know if we should be concerned or how concerned.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's being... I mean, it's all over the news. People are calling us and emailing and texting, and yeah, it makes it feel like it's this really serious thing. And then when you find the information, it I don't know, it's either like contradictory or it says it's like not a big amount of wave action, but then you should also not be near the water. So it's really conflicting, and then you don't really know whether to take it seriously or not, or what to do, to be honest. It's a little confusing.
It is.
It's exceptionally confusing.
But it's theoretically supposed to hit around 11:30. It is currently 11:16. So we are soon going to find out whether or not we should have been more concerned. I don't know. I'm in such a weird in-between state of being concerned and not. Yeah. Well, nothing has happened, and it is now past the time the tsunami should have hit us. It's now continuing down towards California, so...
We survived!
Yeah, we didn't notice anything.
No.
But we are, like I said, we're behind several little islands here, and...
Yeah, we're pretty protected.
Yeah. So, I guess we're going to bed.
We live to tell another tale.
Woohoo! So far, no catastrophic reports from other spots, and I hope we wake up to that same news.
Yeah.
All right. Over and out.
Good night.
We picked up anchor and shook off the strangeness of the previous day. We were now headed to the edge of the Broughton Archipelago, and we would start to feel the ocean influence in earnest now.
What a beautiful place! Wow! This is where ocean meets islands. We're in the central Broughtons right now, and a little challenging. There's a bit of swell just here in front of us, and very much not deep.
Where have we even found ourselves? This is so beautiful and wild. I really feel the ocean here for maybe the first time so far. And of course we have been sailing the ocean, but it's very much an inland sea tucked in behind Vancouver Island. And here, we feel some ocean swell, and even the air just seems so much saltier, and everything just seems a little bit more wild. It's cold. I mean, it's summertime, but it's definitely cold. You can feel the coldness of the ocean sweeping in here on the wind. Good morning. It is a beautiful foggy morning today, and I just spent all morning doing a whole bunch of bureaucratic stuff. It's actually kind of big deal bureaucratic stuff. I just finished my application for Italian citizenship, which has literally been years in the making. I had to learn Italian. I had to get the most convoluted assortment of paperwork and stamps, but it's done, and I actually compiled it all this morning, which is massive. So I'm gonna go and celebrate by heading outside, going for a little kayak. It looks like the fog is starting to burn off. It was so thick this morning, we couldn't see the land, and now it's definitely thinning out, but I'll see if I can go film the last of it before hopefully the sun comes out later today. The fog, slowly dissipating in the strengthening sunlight, was a strange yet beautiful send-off for a strange yet beautiful trip in the Broughtons. Of course, I'm very glad, for our sake and for everyone else's, that the tsunami didn't amount to much. But it certainly was a confusing event. We spent the next several days debriefing with other sailor friends, hearing stories from other parts of the coast. Even the exposed west coast of Vancouver Island didn't experience much. One friend said he noticed a slight storm surge. Others said they didn't notice anything. I think more than anything, it left us confused. If we had been closer to the truly open ocean, the decision would have been easier. We would just go offshore, because the dangerous thing is being close to land. You know, a boat can survive usually at sea. It's land that causes issues for boats. But, you know, hidden as we were amongst the archipelago, we felt protected enough by land that we didn't think that the tsunami would actually reach us. And indeed, the warning sort of map zone that we were looking at we were right on the edge of the warning zone. So we didn't feel like we were in the most dangerous area. But nonetheless, was our decision making sound? Should we have immediately headed into more protected waters? In the end, the reports online had seemed so tame that we didn't even untie our boats from each other. We felt really secure. But if it weren't for the evacuation advisories crackling over the radio, I don't think we would have actually felt so conflicted. Well, we've all heard the old saying, all's well that ends well, and I suppose that applies here. But I still feel really strange about the whole thing. I remember thinking how funny it was that I had been looking for some kind of conflict, or at least some kind of storyline for the video, since cruising in the mountains was just so idyllic. But I guess be careful what you wish for. There's another old adage. Be careful what you wish for. In the next episode, we've got some big announcements to share about the rest of the sailing season. We've got some really exciting new destinations to share with you. We are going north, but then we've got some little special extras planned for when we finally turn south, and we can't wait to announce what route we're planning on taking and to show you guys the entire journey as it unfolds. As always. Also, in the next episode, we're going to continue moving north as well. We'll head up to Port Hardy and prepare for the crossing of Cape Caution, which is the first time we're going to take this boat truly into the ocean. Cape Caution is the one spot on the inside passage that is not protected by land, so you're just in the Pacific Ocean, and I'm really excited to see what that's like. All right, everybody, a huge thank you for being here. A really big thank you to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. A big thank you to all of our patrons. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And if you would like to join Patreon for as little as $2 a month, it's entirely up to you how you decide to donate. Then please do. We truly appreciate it. And we publish real-time updates every week on Patreon. So if you're curious what's happening in real time, once again, these videos do take a few months to produce usually. So these are not in real time. Then we would really love to have you there. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And as always, we will see you next Friday as the journey north continues and we share the route plan. Bye.